So a lot of people that I know, they really don't ask me, to be honest, what my life is like as a remote worker, as a developer. Honestly, people don't ask, and I think that's because a lot of people that I work with, they or that I'm friends with, that are in my family, they don't even know what to ask, or they just make assumptions about what I do as a software developer. So I thought I'd share some things here that might encourage you if you are trying to get into a tech job or trying to level up in a tech job. And I'd share some things here that might help you or encourage you or get you excited about getting into a tech job. So, right now, it is 8:10 a.m. my time, and I'm getting ready to test some software that was built, and I program for iOS, which is iPhone and iPad. And basically, what I do is I sit down in my chair here. It is nothing fancy that I have to work with as far as a setup and office. Um, I have my library over there. Over there, I have a lot of stuff. I don't show you it uh, too much. And there's my other stuff that I work on because it's really nothing to show off. It's really just something that gets the work done. And so, basically, I sit down, I come down here, I got my tea, and I used to drink coffee, now I drink tea, and I sit down and right now, I just got some code from the internet. We call that a pull request, where I pull down some code and I review it and I type things out and say, hey, this is good or not. And I click some buttons. If it's not good, I say how it's good or how it needs to be changed. And basically, yeah, I lead. I just got a message from someone in Shanghai, China, saying that the software needs. He's adding some additions to it. Actually, my friend who got me that, and when I went over to Taiwan, and so I got to go to Taiwan. Super excited about meeting other developers around the world because that's part of the job as well. Programming requires a lot of people collaborating all the time, sometimes around the world. For me, it does include people in Taiwan, people in China, people in Israel, people in over in Eastern Europe as well, and around America, of course. I meet people. Someone got me this. He actually printed these things for me and sent them to me. They are on my team. These people are. And that's my mom did that. Barb Haynes. Shout out to Barb Haynes. So, yeah, if you are thinking about a tech job, you just don't know where to start asking. It's a lot of sitting down at a desk and programming and taking your laptop and going wherever you want if you can. I work for a company where I've got I've got to figure out Bluetooth connections for fitness products, and I've got to make sure the code works with these fitness products, like treadmills, bikes, weights, all that stuff, and ellipticals. And over the years, I've been at this job for almost 8 years. Over the years, it's been me just getting better and better at what I do for this company. Although I've had so many experiences, I've worked like a year and a half at Mayo Clinic on a contract, making, the most money I'd ever made in my life. Now I'm still making great income. It's, I won't share my income here, but it's the type of income that, if you had a spouse that works as well, you'd be considered, high upper middle class. My wife chooses to stay at home for now. We raise our 6 kids. And getting into a tech job, when I was in my mid 30s, I'm not in my mid 30s anymore. Uh, in my mid 30s, getting into a tech job, I was very blessed, very honored, but also I earned my keep. And at first, in my mid 30s, I was really, really underconfident in what I do. And then I became super confident. And now I'm more, there's some things I don't know, and there's some things I do know. And that's where you need to get. So if you're looking to switch into a tech career, this isn't really an advertisement, but it's more like if you didn't know what to ask about it, you didn't know what questions, you just feel dumb like you're asking questions that, you should already know the answers to. No, it's okay. And to be honest, so many tech jobs are so different. I've interviewed for jobs that would be completely remote, and then they get together twice a year out in Arizona, and see, where would they go? I think Southern California, and I'm in Minneapolis area, Minnesota. That would be like a startup job. A startup means someone gave basically $10 million and for the next 3 years, and they get to spend it developing an app, for example. That's an example of a different position than I have, where I'm kind of tied, ironically, tied through Bluetooth, through radio signals, to developing for fitness products for an app. So I help make an app. I lead a team, get to co-leadership on a major project, global project that connects to fitness products. So most people do not have that type of job in tech. They're usually not connected or having to have physical products around them to connect to. I would say most tech developers, product owners, project managers, product managers, scrum masters, scrum of scrum leaders, I forget what those are called, QA, manual QA, automatic QA, UI testing, unit testing, all that. There's so many roles in tech, and most of them deal with things where you can be remote or there's some flexibility. So a day in the life for me means getting code, talking to other people, trying to figure out what's going to happen in the next 2 weeks. We follow the agile format. So deadlines are 2 weeks and they're small. So you're not under a ton of pressure all the time. If you're doing what I do, if you're working in back end and you got to get these releases out, it might be a little more pressure, but generally not. Working in a tech job means starting out at a good salary. Usually you can get contracts though that would give you even more money, but you have to take care of it. You can work on W-2 or 1099 MISC per the IRS here in the United States. In other countries, there's different arrangements, of course, but generally a decent salary working in tech. I have a son who's working more in data reporting, and that's a tech job. Basically anything. What is a tech job? Maybe I should tell you that. And you probably know this, but dealing with something that is high technology, such as connecting to the internet to get your job done, not just to get the job done, but to take data from the internet, to take code from the internet, to create code for the internet, either for software or for reporting software or for applications, whether they're mobile or they're like a SaaS, software as a service. That's what SaaS, SaaS means. You generally know you're in a high-tech job or a high-tech business when, how can I say it? When you depend on things on the internet to get the job done, and the business depends on internet-connected things. So that is probably, and then, let's talk about AI real quick. I can tell you that. How does that impact my job as a software developer? I'm a programmer. I write in Swift and Objective-C mainly, and have to read some other languages sometimes, not a lot though. How does AI affect me? Well, AI is something that is an add-on to my job right now. So if I know my way around AI, if I know that, it helps me. But I'm not being replaced. You have GitHub Copilot, which you can use or not use. You have ChatGPT, which you can use or not use. But generally, when you join a company, you'll know right up front if AI is a huge part of your job or not. And if it's not, beware. You probably are going to need to know how to interact and prompt, um, become more of a prompt engineer. But that's its own job. Don't take that lightly, what I just said. If you're not being hired as a prompt engineer, and you probably won't be if you're not in tech yet, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, to be honest. To be honest. So I'm not here to sell you on anything, but just to encourage you, help inform you, and I hope it's been helpful. I set my own hours. I can tell the team I've got a haircut and I'm out. I can tell the team I've got a late lunch. I can skip lunch and just eat and keep programming or working or talking with the team and all this stuff. How many hours a week? I try to hit 40 hours a week, and some weeks have been more, some weeks have been less, to be honest. As a Christian, I'm a believer. I follow Jesus, and the Apostle Paul talks about serving as unto the Lord. So putting in the time is sometimes hard, but putting in the effort is most important for a tech job, because putting in the effort, you got to use your brain a lot and figure things out. And so you have to be focused many times. That's the hard work, is focusing, getting things done. Let's see. And I switched to a tech career. I don't have a degree in computer science. My background is music and a lot of other things. You can ask if you want to know more of the things, put it down in the comments, and I'll tell you more of the things I did. And I hope this has been encouraging for you. If it is, would you subscribe and like this video so more people can find it? I'm out. Got to get back to work.